three and a half thousand dollars, okay, for 20 hours of work. I was just like, what are these guys doing, okay? Because so it is an extremely gloomy day here in Copenhagen, but I hope there's enough light for you to actually see me. But yeah, recently I've been listening to Blue Ocean Strategy, and I'm not sure if you can see that, but yeah, I've been listening to it on Audible. I like to listen to my books on Audible instead of actually reading, because this means that I can, read or listen wherever I am. Let's say I'm walking somewhere, I can plug in my AirPods and listen instead of having to read. For me to read, I would have to sit quietly in a chair like this, but when I'm listening, I can consume knowledge wherever I am. So the point is, I've been listening to Blue Ocean Strategy, and if you don't know what a blue ocean is, it is when you enter an industry that might already be competitive. Well, then it's hard to break through in that industry if you don't create a blue ocean. And for you to create a blue ocean, you have to innovate. You have to bring some new value to the market, to the industry. Take an example like Allbirds. I'm not sure if you know Allbirds. I haven't looked too much into them personally. All I know is that it's a sneaker brand that entered the sneaker industry. And keep in mind, the sneaker industry is highly competitive. Okay, there's probably not millions, but for sure thousands and thousands of different sneaker brands competing to sell the most sneakers, right? You would think it would be impossible to create a new brand and enter the sneaker industry successfully. Allbirds did that. They entered the sneaker industry, and the reason they won, the reason they're so successful, is that they brought new value to the market. Okay, they created the most comfortable sneaker on earth, and at a really affordable price point. Okay, so they innovated. Instead of just creating, a wannabe brand of Adidas or Nike, creating normal sneakers at a normal price point. Like, how would you ever break through in the sneaker industry like that? So the point is to create a blue ocean in a red ocean. So a red ocean is a highly competitive industry, right? To create a blue ocean in a red ocean, you have to innovate. And something really interesting happened the other day. I was at a meeting with a potential client, and they showed me. I'll show you a screenshot one sec. I just need to find it. Yeah, they showed me this. Okay, so this was kind of. I'm not sure if you can see it. The point is. Yeah, I don't think you can see it. The point is, they showed me a proposal that they had gotten from another digital marketing agency, and kind of the way this digital marketing agency proposed their services was by hours. Okay, so they said, well, for us to create a marketing strategy for you, we're gonna have to spend 3 hours. Then to build the campaigns, we're gonna have to spend another 3 hours. And then, in total, like, they added up a list of probably 10 different things that took a certain amount of hours. And then they would charge like around 150 euros per, or $150, whatever, per hour. It's 1,000 kroners, so that's approximately $150 per hour. And yeah, they added up a list of like 10 different things that took a total of 20 hours, okay? So that is something like three and a half thousand dollars, okay, for 20 hours of work. I was just like, what are these guys doing? Okay, because in Blue Ocean Strategy, they break down businesses in any industry into three categories. Okay, the first category, Me Too slash settlers slash Me Too business. Okay, this is a business that enters a highly competitive industry with no new value. They're not bringing any new value to the table. They're just doing like everyone else has been doing for the past 10, 20, 50, 100 years. Okay. You're never going to break through in any industry if you're a Me Too slash a settler business. The second category is migrators. Okay, migrators is kind of like kind of like Allbirds, because a migrator is a business that enters an industry and they bring kind of the same products but with more value and at a better price point than the competitors. Okay, migrators are likely to win over a big market share in any industry because, as I said, they're bringing more value than their competitors and at a better price point. Then there's pioneers, okay? Pioneers is the third category. Pioneers are the businesses that enters an industry and completely revolutionizes the industry. They do something completely different than any other business has done in that industry previously. These guys that send that proposal, they are settlers slash Me Too businesses. They are doing like any consulting firm has been doing for the past probably 50 years, okay? You break down the amount of hours you have to spend delivering the service, you have an hourly fee, and this is what you're gonna charge them, okay? This just had me thinking, okay? Because let's take another industry as an example, okay? The car industry. So when they started manufacturing like some of the first cars in the late 1800s in Germany and in the US, cars were only accessible for like the most wealthy people, okay? Like these cars were not accessible to the average individual. Another big problem with cars at that point were that they were really fragile, so it was really limited where you could actually drive your car. You couldn't drive them on like rough dirt roads, which there were a lot of back then in the late 1800s. Then Ford came out with the Ford Model T, okay, and I believe this was in the beginning of the 1900s, so I believe it was 1908 or something. The Ford Model T comes out, and they are pioneers, okay? They revolutionized this industry completely. The Ford Model T, first, like, it was just such a generic car. It was only available in black. It was so much more sturdy than any other car previously made. You could take it on any road because I believe they had rubber tires or something that the other cars hadn't had. The point is, this car, you could take it anywhere and it was affordable, okay? This meant that at a certain point, the majority of all Americans actually owned a Ford Model T, okay? So from taking an industry to a point where no one was able to afford cars, okay? Only the most wealthy people. Plus, you couldn't take it anywhere because it was so fragile. To just revolutionizing the industry by creating a new product, which was the Ford Model T, which you can take anywhere and is affordable to virtually anyone, okay? The average individual, which meant that the majority of Americans owned the Ford Model T. This had me thinking when I saw this proposal from the other web bureau, it had me thinking, how do we create a blue ocean within the SMMA industry, right? How do we revolutionize? Well, first of all, one of the things that you really need to just do is don't be a settler, don't be a Me Too business. If you're a Me Too business and you enter the SMMA industry, what you're gonna do is exactly like these guys. Oh shit, sorry for the ang. Anyway, what you're gonna do is you're probably gonna create, which I've seen people do, okay? They're creating their price points and perhaps they're making 3 different packages that their potential clients could offer. Choose between package number 1, $1,000 a month. We spend 10 hours doing this for you, and with this package, you're getting Facebook ads. Package number 2, $2,000 a month. We spend 20 hours doing this for you. With this package, you're getting Facebook and Instagram ads. Package number 3, we're spending 30 hours doing this. It's $3,000 a month. With this package, you're getting Facebook and Instagram ads plus Google AdWords, right? Don't be a Me Too business. Don't be a settler, okay? One of the parameters, one of the things that has made my agency successful, and one of the things that I think a lot of my clients have been surprised about, is when we go to a meeting and we actually talk about our services and in the end our pricing, they're surprised that sometimes they even ask, like, well, how many hours are you going to spend doing this? Are you going to spend 20 hours? Because if you spend 20 hours a month, then we want to pay you a certain amount of money, etc. Like for 20 hours, perhaps $3,000 a month. I tell them, listen, it doesn't matter how many hours I'm going to spend doing this for you a month. What matters is that I'm going to bring results to you. I'm going to bring a positive ROI to your business. This is what matters. So when I tell you that my retainer is $3,000, $4,000 a month, even $5,000 a month, it's because I can bring a positive ROI to you. I can bring $20,000 in revenue a month. How does that sound, you know? So instead of saying like, we're spending 20 hours a month doing this, therefore we're charging you $3,000. No, the reason that you're charging them $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month is that you're bringing them $20,000 in revenue a month. Okay? So that's exactly what you tell them. Because believe me, you're going to get this objection from potential clients when you're sitting in a meeting. They're going to ask you, how much time are you going to spend doing this? Say, listen, it has no relevance how much time we're going to spend doing this for you. The only thing that has importance in this scenario is that we bring a positive ROI to the table, okay? I wouldn't call this a rant. I think it's really important to, first of all, I would really recommend you to read the Blue Ocean Strategy, but I think it's really important not to be a Me Too or a settler business, okay? Social media marketing agencies, you know, this business is becoming more and more competitive for each day. You know, new agencies are founded every single day. it is still a relatively new industry, which means, you know, it's not as competitive as the sneaker industry. But more and more agencies are being started every single day. So don't be a Me Too business. Don't be a settler's business. Don't create 3 price packages. Don't charge for an hourly amount like these stupid, like, be a pioneer or be a migrator. Okay, migrators are fine as well. That's category 2. A migrator is someone that brings more value and a better price. But pioneers, ideally, you should be a pioneer. You should revolutionize your industry. This is how you're going to be successful, okay? This is how you're going to start a successful agency. You're not going to start a successful agency by doing what everyone else is doing. It makes sense. Like, you can hear what I'm saying, right? You're not going to be successful by doing what everyone else is doing. It's obvious. You have to not revolutionize. You have to innovate. You have to create. You have to bring new value to the table. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say in this video. I hope it made sense with the comparison with, first of all, Allbirds in the sneaker industry and the Ford Model T. I think the Ford Model T, which revolutionized the car industry forever, is a great example of kind of the point that I want to get across in this video. So yeah. Apart from that, I don't have much more to say. I hope you're not going to be a Me Too or settler business. I hope you're going to innovate with your agency, because that's the way you're going to ensure success, okay? That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.
She see money all around me. I look like I'm the man.